to you live from the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University. Fitchburg Access Television is proud to present Hockey Night in Fitchburg here on the afternoon here on FATV. I'm John Gugerty, joined as always by Dan Bolak. Dan, we have a doubleheader of high school hockey today. The first game on our slate sees the Bulldogs of Monty Fitchburg take on the Crusaders of Groton-Dunstable.
Indeed, it'll be a very pretty matchup. Two teams with pretty similar color palettes with very sharp uniforms taking on each other. Monty Fitchburg comes to this game with a record of 1-6. They are 0-3 in the CMAC A. Fell on Wednesday to Auburn 7-0. Outshot 50-9 in that contest, their second straight game in which they were held off the scoreboard. Avery Aiken made 43 saves in the setback. He's a goalie who's been facing a lot of rubber in the early going of the season. For just a young goalie, you can see him right there, the freshman.
It's been 2 games since Monty Fitchburg found the back of the net. It's been 4 games since Groton-Dunstable tasted defeat. They have won their last 4 games in impressive fashion. 20-4, the cumulative score. Wins over Rockport, Bishop Fenwick, who we'll see later tonight, Neshoba Tech, and Westboro. It's been an incredible stretch for the Crusaders.
Groton-Dunstable has already exceeded their win total from the last 4 individual seasons, basically. They've been down in it for a little while, but talking with Coach Brendan McCann, they've got a very solid senior group. 9 seniors who bought into this program, have gone through the lows, and are now starting to experience the highs. A 7-1 Crusader side this season. Their only loss coming in game number 4 of the campaign, a 2-1 loss to a 6-1 team in Marlboro.
Dan, you mentioned we were speaking with the head coaches before the game. You had barely gotten the question out of your mouth asking Groton-Dunstable's head coach Brendan McCann what he thought was the key factor in the Crusaders' turnaround this season. You had barely finished speaking when he immediately responded, senior group. It's the senior group. This group of seniors that have played so well for the Crusaders on the ice and have done so much backstage, back in the locker room, helping lead and develop the younger players on this Crusaders side, as again they start off their record 7-1, 4-1 in the Midwatch B. They lead that division over Marlboro, Neshoba, and North Middlesex.
Pretty strong division there in Midwatch B. 3 very good teams there in Groton-Dunstable, Marlboro, and Neshoba, who combined have just 3 losses on the campaign. Yeah, Rob Flynn is the leader of those seniors in terms of points. 7 goals and 6 assists for 13 points. Griffin Southwick's got 4 goals and 3 assists for 7. Drew McKinnon had a goal and 2 assists this past Wednesday against Westboro. And then the defense pairing, Matt Kawadi and Owen Enos, each have 2 goals, each have a number of assists on the season. Jonas Carpenter's a junior, but he's got some good numbers as well. 6 goals and 5 assists on the campaign. And another junior who's been very solid, who's played every second for the Crusaders, Cam Columbus, a .928 save percentage coming today with a .163 goals against.
And Dan, you just rattled off half a dozen or more names that have all played tremendously for the Crusaders. I did not hear their leading point scorer, Rob Flynn, in there at all.
He was at the very beginning.
He was at the beginning. Okay. There were so many other contributors. This Groton-Dunstable side has gotten it every which way. They have plenty of guys who can put the puck in the net. And you look at the other side for Monty Fitchburg, it's been a little bit more difficult for them to find goals. Just 8 goals scored on the season. We mentioned they have not scored since their last victory, which was back on December the 27th, that being the consolation game in the Bushnell tournament, a 4-1 win over Leominster. You saw that here on FATV.
Yeah, it's been a little while, getting shut out by Greenfield, who was winless going into that game, but has since won 4 in a row. And then an Auburn team that's always been a strong team up in Division II. And so that leads to some of the challenge, for Monty Fitchburg. They're in the CMAC A because, their performance over the past years have justified them being in the higher division. The CMAC sets their divisions based on how you did in the power ratings the last couple of years. But for Monty Fitchburg, terrible timing to be put up in the high division when you lose a big senior class from the class of 2025 and then your leading scorer to the junior ranks. So for Monty Fitchburg, they don't really have the numbers to put themselves in a competitive spot in CMAC A. So they're playing a pretty tough schedule, and they're playing a lot of teams that are a big challenge for them. And this is going to be another game in which they're going to be very much challenged by their opposition.
We are just about ready for the puck drop here from the Wallace Civic Center. Again, plenty of space available here for folks in the area. We absolutely encourage you to come on down just off John Fitch Highway if you are in town. Of course, if you are maybe just comfortable on the couch, or you know someone maybe closer to the Groton or Dunstable areas, or anywhere in this world of ours who would like to watch this game, you can do so via your FATV app on your Apple TV or Roku Android devices. Go to fatv.org/watch-FATV for more on how to watch FATV. And we'll send it down now to our public address announcer, Jim LaPointe, for the introduction of the starting lineups and our national anthem.
For today's Central Mass hockey matchup between the Groton-Dunstable Crusaders and the Monty Fitchburg Bulldogs. The student athletes involved in tonight's contest understand the importance of sportsmanship and know that it should be practiced at all times. Please help our students by showing respect to all participants and spectators at tonight's contest and cheering only in a positive manner. And now the starting lineups for the Crusaders. At right wing, number 19, Brody Osina. At center, number 6, Ken O'Brien. At left wing, number 4, Jared Capella. On defense, number 13, Anthony Polcaro. On defense, number 21, Owen Eastman. And in goal, number 31, Cam Grasso. The head coach for the Crusaders is Brendan McCann. Now for the Bulldogs. On defense, number 2, Matt Daniels. On defense, number 9, Holden Trahan. At left wing, number 3, Jackson Stubert. Right wing, number 16, Jordan Samet. Starting at center, number 23, Nick Atkins. And in goal, number 30, Avery Atkin. The head coach for Fitchburg Monty Tech is Mike Colcord. The officials for today's game, Dylan Woodring and Sean Dupuis. Ladies and gentlemen, students, at this time, ask you all to please stand as we honor our nation and the flag with the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Hockey Day in Fitchburg continues here on FATV. I'm John Gugerty, joined as always by Dan Bullock. We are just about ready for puck drop. The Bulldogs of Monty Fitchburg playing host to the Crusaders of Groton-Dunstable. Dan, you mentioned it's a very attractive hockey game. Kind of looks like a scrimmage, honestly. You've got the white jerseys with dark red trim and black shorts worn by the Bulldogs, contrasted with the dark red jerseys with white trim and black shorts worn by the Crusaders.
A lot of similar design elements, a lot of similar colors. One thing that you may have noticed in the starting lineups, I'd mentioned Cam Columbus has played every game for Groton-Dunstable. They're not starting Columbus today. It's the sophomore Cam Grasso making his first appearance of the season.
Grasso will see his first minutes, starting just as soon as Mr. Capella gets set. There he goes. And we are underway. Opening faceoff goes into the Crusader end, chased for the Bulldogs by Jordan Samet, kept in at the blue line by Holden Trahan, or maybe not. tried to keep it in at the blue line, did Holden Trahan, but he was unsuccessful in doing so. Faceoff comes a scant 9 seconds into this one. Pretty much just in front of our position here on the visitors' side, just to the right of center ice. Knocked out of the zone by the Crusaders. Trahan on the second attempt, dumps it back in. Back behind the net, chased back there by Jackson Stubbart. He can't keep the handle. It squirts out to Daniels at the blue line, who sends it forward. Cleared now for the Crusaders. This is Jared Capella. He's got a 1-on-2. Can he split the defense? He decides to dump it off. Good defense by the Bulldogs. It's poked away from him. Fight along the near side boards. Played off the glass, but kept in at the blue line by Owen Eastman. Takes a shot. Score! Brody Acusena puts the Crusaders on the board early. 1-0 to Groton-Dunstable.
Didn't take very long for Acusena. First goal of the season for the captain leading the handshake line. It's stuck with it, got a good opportunity. A bit of a change-up into the top right corner. Might have been tipped on the way as well. It was definitely a trajectory that Avery Aiken was not expecting. Didn't get his glove up there and out there. I don't think he was expecting to go quite in that spot. He got crossed up, hung up, and Groton-Dunstable on the first shot of the game has the first goal.
And a little bit of a wave toward the cameras afterward by Acusena. Puck in the far corner, big hit delivered. Ethan Joseph was sent sprawling down to the ice. Now in front, shots turned away by Aiken. Back down to the far boards, Owen Enos. Fight forward in the far corner, he'll take it behind the Monty Tech Fitchburg net. Reverses direction thanks to Chris Stefanillo. Stefanillo pokes it loose.
Assist to number 6, Ben O'Brien. Time of that goal,
Ben
42
O'Brien
seconds
with
in
the assist
period.
on Mr. Acusena's goal as we get an icing down the far side, or right side rather.
Third assist of the season for Ben O'Brien, younger brother of Kyle O'Brien. As we said, for Acusena, it's his first goal and first point of the campaign. I imagine he was happy to do it in front of a number of television cameras.
Faceoff came to the right of Aiken, controlled by the Bulldogs. Skated into the zone by Cody Ablaza. Has it taken away from him by Matt Kawadi. Goes behind the Crusader net. Goes to the far side boards for Drew McKinnon. He sends it forward. Now skating in 1-on-2 is Acusena. Tries to split the defenders, take it himself, swing and a miss. Centering pass goes nowhere as well. Taken out from there by Jackson Leader. Back to Leader, lost the handle. Poked it forward for him. Leader sends it along down here, no icing. As Monty Tech Fitchburg is right there. Ben Giannet sends it all the way around. Bulldogs were trying to change lines. I don't think Giannet got the memo. Comes back out to neutral ice.
I think that was actually a shot attempt that ended up going well behind the net, and then the trajectory took it around the board, so it was a particularly bad miss in that regard.
Enos clears it out of the zone. Grabbed by the Bulldogs, picked off at center ice by Ben O'Brien. He skates in 1-on-4. That doesn't go well for him. Dumped back in by Enos. Back now behind the net and along the near corner for Matt Daniels. He'll take it reverse direction, try to backhand pass for Vinny Caraba. Second effort almost got there, but it's picked off by Capella. Back to the point, shot, Aiken gets down. He covers up, we get a whistle with 12:22 to play in the first period. Gives us a chance to thank the underwriters who make all of our remote productions possible here on FATV.
Fitchburg Access Television's remote productions are brought to you in part by Rollstone Bank and Trust, Acme Carpet One, All One Credit Union, the Sentinel and Enterprise, Minuteman Press, and Unitil.
12:15 to go first period. Groton-Dunstable with an early 1-0 lead. They send it into the Bulldogs' end. Owen Eastman did so. It's picked up by Monty Tech Fitchburg, who cleared out. Center ice pass found the stick of Nick Atkins, but Atkins couldn't settle it down. Comes back to the Crusaders. Skating into the zone now is Ben O'Brien. He takes a shot. Aiken just swarms all top of that one. Hangs on and draws the whistle.
Groton-Dunstable's got the first 4 shots in this contest. Last time out against Westboro, they outshot the Rangers 35-14 in that 5-1 win on Wednesday.
We'll get another offensive zone face-off for the Crusaders. They win it. Back to the point for Eastman. His shot was blocked. Now for Samet. Samet clears it all the way down. And he does so illegally. We get icing, and it will be another offensive zone faceoff. Groton-Dunstable, Dan, even since scoring the first goal, have just kept pushing the pressure. They have had virtually all of the offensive opportunities. You see shots on goal for nothing. It's been even more one-sided than that, it feels.
You can see how challenging it is to really even get it out of the neutral zone, get it past all that defense there. And Brendan McCann, 11th year head coach of the Crusaders, is a big defense-first coach. This team is only giving up about 22 shots a game.
And Joseph sends it back behind the net for his fellow D lineman Jackson Leader. Leader now skates to the face-off circle. His cross-ice pass finds Stubbart, but he has it poked away from him. And we get a whistle.
We'll call offside against the Crusaders here.
It's usually what happens when there's a whistle that happens just as I'm glancing down at my roster, making sure that I'm calling everybody's names right. Have I profusely thanked you for preparing those this season yet? Thank you for preparing those. You make me sound like I know what I'm talking about sometimes.
You're welcome.
Sometimes there's just no helping me. Big hit in the corner by Holden Trahan. Gives Owen Bernard a bruise for his trouble. Now back out to the point for Kawadi. He sends it to Bernard off the boards. Bernard tries a shot, but it's blocked. Trahan got down there and prevented that one from getting in on Aiken. Now Daniels, skating backwards, clears the zone. Found the stick of Kawadi. That's probably not what he was aiming for, but Kawadi dumps it right back in. Daniels gives chase once more. Reverses direction. He'll skate it back out to Kawadi. This is just a one-on-one game. I realize that there are 8 other dudes on the ice plus goalies. It's just one-on-one right now. Flicked into the zone by the Crusaders. They're offside and need to tag up, so they do so. Gives the Bulldogs a chance to regather possession, clear the zone. Back out to center ice. Nifty moves now. A 2-on-1 for Monty Tech Fitchburg. If they can hurry, back in shot. No, swing and a miss. Stefanillo never got the puck on net. Had an opportunity, did Monty Tech Fitchburg, but they were unable to capitalize. And now the Crusaders have it back in their end. Out to center ice for Bernard. He flicks it forward. Nobody there to receive, however. Daniels will give chase for the Bulldogs. Intercepted, dangerous in front, centering pass, nobody there to receive. Poked away, however, by Jared Capella. He takes a shot turned away by Aiken. Went sliding to his left to reject that one. Crusaders bring a fresh set of legs onto the ice. It's Anthony Polcaro delivered a big hit just as he got onto the playing surface. Now Capella dumps it back into the zone. Leader gives chase for the Bulldogs. Gets it ahead, and it's cleared out by Evan Roberts. Gathered for Groton-Dunstable by Jonas Carpenter. Plays it off the boards to himself. He's probably his own most reliable teammate. He knows exactly where he's going to be. Carpenter skates in, 1-on-3. His shot was turned away by Aiken. Nifty moves by Jonas Carpenter. He's just circling the offensive zone. Now a centering pass. Intercepted another shot, and that one's turned away. Rob Flynn took a chance. Couldn't get the initial shot on target. The second one was saved by Aiken. Couple of big hits, just offside. Griffin Southwick tried to keep that puck in, had a golden opportunity if he could have done so, but it just got on the other side of that big blue line. That means we pull it back.
Good effort there. Going back to that 2-on-1 earlier, Ablaza sees Stefanillo on that left side, and he gets that pass off, but because of how Stefanillo's stick is and whatever, if he does get a clean shot off, he's got to do it with the backhand there. Clearly wasn't comfortable getting the shot off. I think he tried the backhand, but ultimately just whiffed on it and didn't get the opportunity to put it on his forehand before he was dispossessed.
This puck near side corner, flipped back behind the Bulldog net. Leader has it. He'll play it forward, and it's taken out of the zone by Atkins. Atkins got it into the Crusader end before being dispossessed. Dumped in by Groton-Dunstable. Little 17-on-17 action. Leader and Rob Flynn hooking up. Comes cross ice for Samet. And it's poked back once again behind the Monty Tech Fitchburg net. Colin Bean now evades one forechecking forward. Dumps it out, but it will be icing. Jordan Samet was giving chase for the Bulldogs, but the refs decide he was too far away from the puck. That's an illegal pass.
Yep. And it's no-touch icing here in high school hockey, so it doesn't really matter the positioning of the players as the puck crosses the goal line. If it crosses the goal line and it came from behind the red line, then the icing's got to be called.
Ethan Joseph just went behind the boards there. Seems to be favoring maybe his arm. Do me a favor, keep an eye on that. I got some hockey to call, but that's a developing situation for the Bulldogs. Crusaders are offside if they touch it. They do tag up. Daniels lost the handle. It's finally dumped into the zone by Jordan Samet. Gathered for the Crusaders by Mac Kawadi. He'll clear the zone. Holden Trahan will give chase. Puck winds up coming in on Aiken, so no icing. Aiken left it for Trahan, but it was intercepted. Centering pass was itself intercepted by Stubber. Bulldogs are able to clear. Atkins lost the handle, came back to Trahan. Trahan played it off the boards for Samet. Now Jordan Samet may have been offside, as we do get a whistle from behind the play.
That's what they'll call with 7:17 to go in the first. 1-0 Groton-Dunstable, and they have the first 6 shots of the game.
So Ethan Joseph, I believe, has his jersey off as he's being tended to on the left side here basically behind the Monty Tech Fitchburg net. Freshman defenseman playing in his first season with the Bulldogs. We'll keep an eye on him, see if he's able to get back into this game. We're going to get a penalty here against Monty Tech Fitchburg once they touch the puck. I believe it will be a hook indicated. It will be Cody Ablaza being sent to the penalty box. Take another look at it here. You see that's pretty textbook definitional hooking, actually. Cody Ablaza getting the blade of his stick tied up with the Crusader. That's hooking, man. You can't do that.
Yes, it is.
Now a power play opportunity. Shot goes off the side of the net. Swing and a miss on the centering pass. Back out to Capella. Capella finds Rob Flynn. Flynn thought about a shot, didn't like it. Now skates towards the slot. His shot took a deflection, went up over the net. 1:44 to go on the power play. Groton-Dunstable, Dan, has control.
Number 16, Jordan Samet. 2-minute minor for hooking. Time of the penalty, 7:53.
It is indeed hooking, the penalty against...
Well, he said Samet. I thought it was 18 going to the box.
It is 18, I saw it.
Yep. Well, Jim thought it was 16.
Yeah. Regardless.
I've done that before.
Shot from the far side goes just wide of the net. Bulldogs are able to clear the net. And a hand pass is signaled. So they'll blow the whistle. We'll get a neutral ice face-off. Or are they going to bring this all the way down into the Crusader end, actually? It was the Crusaders who committed the hand pass, so they're the ones who should be penalized for it.
Yep, I believe in college they'll bring it back one zone, but I believe in high school they'll bring it all the way to the defensive zone for the team that commits the hand pass.
Face-off ultimately controlled by the Crusaders. They will reset and go again. 1:20 to go on the man advantage for Groton-Dunstable. 1-0 the score, 7-0 the shots on goal. Make it 8-0 as Aiken turns that away, but he can't control the rebound. And just like that, it is 2 for Groton-Dunstable. Griffin Southwick leads the handshake line. A power play goal doubles the advantage for Groton-Dunstable.
Just Aiken making the initial save, the rebound popping out loose in a dangerous position.
There's the initial save. Aiken, you see he extends himself to grab that loose puck, and in doing so, he opened his 5-hole up. Griffin Southwick was right there to take advantage. Now another chance maybe for the Crusaders, poked away from them. Dumped back in, but GD is offside. They'll need to regather at neutral ice. They do so, skated into the zone by Ben O'Brien. He leaves it behind for Acusina. Shot winds up going wide of the net. Now another shot from the point, save made by Aiken. Juicy, dangerous rebound. Finally comes to the near corner. Centering pass finds no one in particular. Backhand centering pass goes off the skate of Holden Trahan.
By 9, Griffin Southwick. Assist number 10, Matt Kowalski.
Mac Kawadi with the assist on the goal by Mr. Southwick. Makes it 2-0 Groton-Dunstable as we hit 5.5 minutes to play here first period. Would have been the Bulldogs' first shot on goal, but it was deflected, goes wide. They don't count shots not on goal. So that tally remains 10-0 in favor of the Crusaders. Sent ahead into the zone by Roberts. Gathered back behind his own net by Kawadi. Mac Kawadi sends it forward. Chance now for the Crusaders. This is Southwick again. From his backhand side, tried a centering pass, now shoots, and it goes wide. Back out to Kawadi at the blue line. Tried the shot, had it deflected by Grant. Kawadi's unable to regather. It's cleared out of the zone by Dylan Grant. Grant, the sophomore from Fitchburg High. One of just 2 Fitchburg High students on the roster for the Bulldogs. Actually, excuse me, it's 3.
And it's not, and he's just from Fitchburg, but he goes to Monty Tech. Because the letter F on my thing is a Fitchburg High kid.
I see.
We're writing out the word Fitchburg means he goes to Monty Tech.
Of course. It does make sense.
Yep.
Puck played on the far side by Jackson Stubbart. Tried to clear the zone, unable to do so. Centering pass picked off before it comes to anything. Now Jonas Carpenter turns and fires. Aikens here rejects that one. Puck played back behind the Monty Tech Fitchburg net. 4.5 minutes to play here, first period. Groton-Dunstable leads 2-0. Stubbart finally able to clear the zone, sent right back in by Owen Eastman. Comes all the way into the near side corner. Players battling at the near side. Puck squirts toward the center. Now along the far side boards where Stubbart engages with Polcaro. Polcaro's centering pass. Nobody there to receive. Kept in at the blue line by Eastman. Shot goes wide of the net. Another big hit into the boards. Stubbart might feel as though a penalty was committed there as a shot comes in on Aiken, and he covers it up.
I thought it was good positioning by Polcaro, warding off Stubbart while keeping the puck in reach to his right, so it's not interference because it's attainable at least in that area, and able to get a hold of that puck and then turn it towards goal.
It can be difficult to tell, what's a legitimate give that guy a shoulder nudge to get him off of me, and he happens to go toward the boards, versus, hey, I'm gonna shove that guy into the boards, and if he gets hurt, so what? The first is fine, the second is bad. Bulldogs get their first shot on the game as it's turned away off the right pad of Cam Grasso. Sophomore goaltender waited almost an entire period to see his first save of the season. Now a chance at the other end. Saboliaskis' shot was rejected. Shot from a bad angle, goes up and over the net. That one off the stick of Owen Bernard. Daniels will regather in the far corner. Poked away from him, but Chris Stefanillo's there. Kept in at the blue line on the other end by Southwick. Daniels, forward for Giannet. Winds up coming in on Grasso. He gets the stick down, and now it is two shots on goal for the Bulldogs. Loose puck far corner. Picked up for Monty Tech Fitchburg by Vinny Caraba. He's unable to get it out of the zone. Centering pass found Ben O'Brien momentarily. Kawadi skated it over the blue line. He was just looking at the puck like, I know if I touch that, a whistle's gonna blow. I don't want to touch it, but somebody come play it.
I think it's funny too because he's sitting and watching it there at that moment. He knows if he touches it, it's probably gonna get ruled intentional.
Shot goes wide of the net. Kind of tied up in the netting back behind the goal. And the referee loses sight of it, will get a whistle. Puck very clearly went off the back boards and then came back. And wound up getting tucked in like the, what do you call that little bunched up stuff at the bottom of the net?
It's the apron, I think.
The apron. That makes sense. Like a wrestling ring. I understand completely. Face off to the left side of Aiken. Controlled by the Crusaders. 2:15 to play here, first period. Groton-Dunstable leads 2-0. Pass far side corner for Capella. He sends it back for Enos. His shot went wide. It's gathered by the Bulldogs. Kept in at the blue line by Kawadi. He tries a shot. Aiken steers it away with the right side shin pad. This one flipped up over the glass into the crowd. There's a fair few folk made the drive here from the Groton-Dunstable area. There are further drives.
Yeah, you could do far worse. I mean, They have to drive into a completely different county, but besides that, it's about half an hour. It's not that bad.
Know, I go to a different county to go to Walmart sometimes. Face off to the right side of Aiken. Ultimately controlled by the Crusaders. This is Carpenter. His centering pass came to the stick of Flynn, but he was unable to settle. Now a shot. Aiken covers it up. Flynn wasn't able to get the first chance opportunity, but it came to danger nonetheless. Aiken was able to make the save, cover up the rebound, draw a face-off to his left. 101 seconds now in the first period as the puck goes to the far corner. Carpenter back out to the blue line for Polcaro. His shot went wide. Pursued by Eastman, but unable to keep it in. Cleared out, down, and regathered for the Crusaders by Polcaro. He plays it off the boards and clear of a couple different skaters. No icing, however. Chased down behind the net by Flynn. Jackson Leader grabs it for the Bulldogs. Monty Tech Fitchburg will try to make something happen. Final 69 seconds of what has not been a very nice first period for them. Skated into the zone by the Crusaders by Griffin Southwick. He had the second goal. Turnaround shot from the knees winds up going wide. Dumped out of the zone all the way down the ice, and no icing ultimately. Looked like it was gonna be, but the puck lost a little bit of momentum. Players got close enough. Ref says play on.
Yep, it got to the point where it became obtainable, and that point I guess it does really matter, and so they waive it.
Daniels from the blue line, shot turned away. Shot from the face-off circle turned away. 35 seconds now. It's Carpenter able to clear the zone. Crusaders at neutral ice, skated into the zone now by McKinnon. He turns around, takes a shot. It's deflected by Daniels, goes up and over the net. Drew McKinnon, couple goals on the season for the Crusaders. We get a whistle.
It's a trip.
I thought Stubbart just lost his footing, but apparently he was aided in doing so.
Yeah, Drew McKinnon got his stick in Stubbart's skates and helped him to the ice.
You know, we just called Drew McKinnon's name for the very first time today, not 20 seconds ago. Now he's being sent to that little room to think about what he's done, which is this. You see right here on the replay. You know more hockey than I do. That doesn't look like a trip to me.
They called it a hook.
Okay.
But besides that,
I could see a hook there.
Yeah, it also comes down to if you put your stick in a precarious position and then the player falls down.
That's true.
Then they're not going to be too fond of that, and they may call the penalty because they're going to believe that your stick being in a precarious position caused him to fall down.
Which is an entirely reasonable assumption, to be clear.
And of course, that's against the rules of ice hockey.
Puck just dumped in on Aiken, but good pursuit by the Crusaders forces him to cover up. We'll draw a face-off to his left in the final 7 seconds of the period here. Bulldogs will skate it up the ice. Will they take one shot in the final second? No, they will not. Cody Ablaza does a little circle, and we head to the lockers with the score 2-0 in favor of Groton-Dunstable. And honestly, Dan, considering the shot total and the general tenor of play, let's say, I think the Bulldogs are lucky. It does not, it feels more lopsided than it was, at least according to the scoreline.
Yeah, it's been one of those games for Monty Tech Fitchburg. We said it was going to be a challenge coming in, and Groton-Dunstable is a very solid team, number 8 in Division 3.
We still have 2 periods of this game, plus an entire second game to come. It is Hockey Day in Fitchburg, and it's here on FATV. Back here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University, it is Groton-Dunstable 2, Monty Tech Fitchburg 0, as we get ready for the second period of action here on FATV. I'm John Gugerty, joined as always by Dan Bullock. And Dan, it was a very entertaining first period as we take a look at some of the highlights that led to the 2-0 scoreline for Groton-Dunstable.
There was a big hit there to start out there, and that may have actually hurt Ethan Joseph. We haven't seen him since that hit. And you can see Groton-Dunstable getting chance after chance after chance. A number of opportunities for the Crusaders. This was their second goal right there. Avery Aiken made the initial save, but they score on the rebound. A couple more opportunities for the Crusaders. It's the team primarily clad in maroon that have been dominating in the early going. They've got 2 goals. Monty Tech Fitchburg has 2 shots.
Really was a one-sided affair, and Dan, you mentioned that big hit suffered by Ethan Joseph. He was the player we saw go behind the boards back to the training room in the middle of play in the first period. As we get ready for period number 2, Monty Tech Fitchburg will begin the period on the power play thanks to a penalty. There we go, I know how to say words. Dan, say some more words.
I will. As the Bulldogs go from right to left, the Crusaders go from left to right in the second period of action, carryover power play. Bulldogs with 4 forwards on the ice to start this second period. That puck makes its way towards Stefanillo, doesn't know it's coming from. GNA trying to pitch it along, nothing going there. It's dumped out of the zone down the ice. 80 seconds to go on the carryover. The penalty against Drew McKinnon for a hook. Matt Daniels will bring it up on the near side across the red, dumps it in and around the boards. It rides around for Holden Trahan. He's able to get a stick on it and not much more than that. And Groton-Dunstable cleared out of the zone. Down the ice it goes, and first to arrive is Jonas Carpenter. He'll pitch it along to Griffin Southwick, had the second goal for the Crusaders. For Stefanillo, with 50 to go on the man advantage, about a minute gone in this second period. Shots 15-2 in that first period in favor of Groton-Dunstable. The Bulldogs gain the red line, dump in towards Cam Grosso, goes behind the net. Carpenter will backhand it out of the zone. Jackson Leader on the blue line will settle it down. He's got a couple goals this season, both coming on the power play. No offside coming there, as now Stefanillo tries to turn it towards the corner. Cody Ablaza in the left wing corner. Jostling for position to the left point. That goes in and out. Bulldogs now have to tag up, as they will do so reluctantly, but they must. Dumped out of the zone down the ice. Benjiane will flip it down ice. Holden had the catch, dropped to himself before he could even get it to himself. He was dumped into the boards, and one more dump for good measure for Groton-Dunstable to kill off that rest of the man advantage. No shots on goal for the Bulldogs on that first power play of the contest.
Just a no-nonsense, very efficient, very effective penalty kill by the Crusaders. Now with back to even strength, they'll look to maybe expand that lead.
Coming to the zone, 2-on-2. And the shot, backhand chance stopped by Aiken. Code Brody Akasina, who had the goal to open the scoring for Groton-Dunstable with the shot there, and he gets the first shot of the second period. How fitting. Face-off will come to the right of Avery Aiken. The freshman's made 14 saves in the early going of this contest. Matt Daniels on the near side. He'll be dispossessed. Akasina gains the zone. Drops to the point. Jared Capella couldn't keep a hold of it. Jackson Stubbard on the near side, moving it along. Shot taken from the right point by Anthony Polcaro, goes behind the net. Now a turnaround shot into the right wing corner. Following on is Drew McKinnon. His shot goes behind the net. Bulldogs able to get it out of the zone. Atkins' pass for Stubbard just out of his reach. Owen Bernard on the red line, gains the blue into the zone, looks for some shooting space, gets the shot, and that goes in! Owen Bernard got the shot. And Jack Saboliaskis was in the area as well. But it will be Bernard leading the handshake line. It's 3-0 now to Groton-Dunstable.
We'll take another look at the goal here, Dan. Avery Aiken sliding to his left, made the initial save, but I don't think he got his body fully in front of that puck. He might have slid a little bit too much. It deflected off of his right shoulder and went behind him, found the back of the net.
3-0 now to Groton-Dunstable. Kept in, and a shot goes over the net from Holden Trahan. Dylan Grant trying to win that puck in the left circle, lose it in his skates. And trying to move it along there was Evan Roberts. It's round into the right corner. Vinny Caraba in the area, comes back for Grant. Right point, Trahan keeps it in the zone. Sent along and around the boards. To the near side, it comes to Daniels. Daniels can't get the pass off. Roberts, a backhand opportunity, goes nowhere. Here come the Crusaders. Slight numbers disadvantage. They'll dump it in.
Crusader third goal was scored by number 16, Owen Bernard. Assist number 7, Drew McCannon. Time of that goal, 2:58.
Drew McCannon gets the lone assist, his 6th of the campaign on Owen Bernard's 2nd goal of the season. 10:59 to go, 2nd period, 3-0 Groton-Dunstable.
We were speaking between periods, Dan, thinking that maybe the floodgates were about to open after the way the first 15 minutes went. Groton-Dunstable is certainly bashing that battering ram against them, so to speak.
With the draw, Flynn tries to get a shot off, can't really get it on his stick. Crusaders kept it in the zone, but really just clashing with themselves. Cody Ablaza's got an opportunity trying to read on that. But good pressure there from Matt Kawadi to shut down the opportunity. Not let Ablaza get comfortable on that break. Just barely kept in the zone by Colin Bean on the right side. Comes out to Kawadi, moves it along. Now here's a rush for Southwick. Drops off, shot, scores! Jonas Carpenter with his 7th goal this season. A snipe through the 5-hole of Aiken to make it 4-0.
Have another look at this one. Carpenter just skates in right between the face-off circles, delivers a laser beam. Makes it 4-0 Crusaders and leaps into the glass for good measure.
The junior forward with his 7th goal of the season.
By number 3, Jonas Carpenter. Assist number 9, Griffin Southwick. Time of that goal, 4:37.
Griffin Southwick gets the lone assist. Each of Groton-Dunstable's goals have earned 1 assist today. Now 4-0 to the Crusaders. Dump down the boards on the far side. Kept in on the left. That's Capella trying to follow that puck. Colin Bean whips on the head attempt. Around the boards, Bolcaro can't keep it in the zone. He'll have to go get that himself. All the way down he'll go. Some pressure there from Evan Roberts, who's following on there. Now the Crusaders move it up. Capella lost the handle and a bit of delayed offside perhaps as well. To the near side. Carava back to the detour. Now forward for Grant, gets a touch on it to nullify any potential icing. Find it at Owen Eastman. Only Crusader with the number in the 20s today. Parker Wolfrey normally wears 20, but today is wearing 30. I want to say his older brother Caden, I think, wore that number, or a number near it, when he was playing for the Crusaders. He was a goalie. 30's a goalie number. Bulldogs in the neutral zone, trying to keep control of the puck, still looking for their first shot on target in the 2nd period. Comes in the left wing corner, Jackson Stubbert battling with Bolcaro. Stubbert still keeping control, gets it to the point. Trahan has trouble settling down, tries to find Jordan Salmon in the slot. Now Daniels, that's turned in the direction of goal. Cam Grasso able to get his pads down, cut back down. Now ride the boards, go out of the zone. Was a shot on target, so there's the first of the period for Monty Tech Fitchburg. Carpenter gains at the blue, sends it back into the zone. 8:17 to go in the 2nd period, 4-0 Crusaders. 4 different goal scorers for Groton-Dunstable. Around on the far side, stick down. Now turn towards goal and a save by Aiken. Battling the right wing corner, around to Trahan. Now to Stubbert, gets a touch on, kept in at the left point, shot over the net. It stays in play. Off the boards, Daniels for Samet. Picks it up off the near side boards, but pressured by 2 different Crusaders. He loses the handle on it all the way back into the Monty Tech Fitchburg end. Stretched up ice, getting a touch on there was Stubbert. And he'll come off for a line change. Holder Jahan able to take that errant pass on the right side, but has his pocket picked by Jonas Carpenter. He'll come around to the near side, Dracasina. And moving on the near side, here's Capella, looking for some shooting space. Passes to no one in particular in the right corner. I think he was expecting someone to get in that corner, and nobody did.
Well, the thing about no one in particular, Dan, is he's always open.
Always there, but he never shoots.
That's true. Not a great defenseman either.
There's a shot that was slowed down off the stick of Ben O'Brien. And Avery Aitken will cover it up for a draw. 6:57 to go, second period, 4-0, Groton-Dunstable.
I think we have some nice, gentlemanly, friendly ice hockey being played. Just two professionals who love their craft, really. Engaging in the good, gentlemanly sport of ice hockey. And also shoving and punching each other, but, you know, ice hockey.
There are two referees on the ice for these games, and sometimes they have other things to worry about. Stretched up on the left side. Groton-Dunstable with a shot saved by Aitken. Slightly dangerous rebound, but Jackson Leader first to arrive to it.
Those rebounds have been killers today for Monty Tech Fitchburg.
Colin Bean, right circle. Got the pass off one to find Giannet, couldn't keep a hold of it. Game us on the far side. That's McKinnon. Yeah, 3-point night just a few nights ago against Westboro. Moved into the neutral zone. GD tries to settle it down. Leader's going to get on top of that. McKinnon able to ride him into the boards and dispossess him. Here's Parker Wolfery with a break. Wolfery takes the shot, he scores! First career goal for Parker Wolfery. Makes it 5-0 Groton-Dunstable.
This is another one, Dan, where I don't know what Avery Aitken does wrong here. He gets right in front of the puck. He's matched up with his man. He gets his body down. He gets his body to the puck. And then the puck goes past him anyway. Bulldogs will take their first timeout. Will take their timeout, rather. You see the celebration for Parker Wolfery. A little howl for the Wolf. As he scores his first career goal.
And it looks like we're going to get a goaltending change. Ryder Mallett is set to come into the contest now for Monty Tech Fitchburg.
Mallett, to this point in the season, has only appeared in junior varsity games. This is his first year on the varsity roster. He's a freshman who attends Monty Tech. But conceding 5 goals in the first 2 periods. Maybe Monty Tech Fitchburg wants to see something else in net. Maybe they just want to give Mallett a chance to play. In a situation like this, Dan, where your starting goaltender has conceded so many goals in so relatively little time, it's also the matter of just save his confidence for the next one, right?
Perhaps, and you know, with a game like this, with a challenge like this, perhaps the opportunity is, you know, we mentioned Groton-Dunstable started their backup today in Grasso, who had not yet played this season. And so for Ryder Mallett, give him an opportunity. Give him a chance to play a little bit in some varsity action. See what he can do. And sometimes in games like this where the scoreline is getting a little out of hand, that's the opportunity to see how, not only for a goaltender like Mallett, see how he deals with a little bit of adversity there with how much trouble Monty Tech Fitchburg has had in this contest. This will be about as high degree of difficulty in terms of opposition strength that you'll see. Although at least pressure-wise, you know it's not going to get much worse in terms of the scoreline and the like. But it doesn't take long for Groton-Dunstable to find the back of the net. Owen Bedard's got his second of the game. Just found the space underneath the left arm of Mallett, and it's 6-0 to the Crusaders. So welcome to high school varsity hockey, Ryder Mallett. The first shot Avery Aiken faces in this contest found the back of the net. First shot Ryder Mallett faces in this contest finds the back of the net.
The fifth Crusader goal is by number 30, Parker Wolfrey. Assist number 7, Drew McKinnon.
Held on the left side, shot hits the iron.
Drew McKinnon was credited with the assist on Parker Wolfrey's goal.
Number 16, Owen Bernard. Assist to number 21, Owen Eastwood. Time of that goal, 9:33.
And Owen Eastman gets the assist on Owen Bernard's goal.
1-0 to another there. So 6-0, Groton-Dunstable in front. Only 8 shots on goal in this period for the Crusaders, but 4 have found the back of the net. Effectively trading quantity for quality. Now a turnover. Backhand opportunity, doesn't get very far off the stick of Jack Hudson. Left wing corner battling for it. Settled by Owen Enos. Round to the near side. Knocked out of the zone. Matt Daniels at his own blue line. Tried to take advantage of the line change. Get a shot off, and that goes just high of the net.
You almost want to see a little bit more of that, Dan, from Monty Tech Fitchburg in a situation where it's so hard for them to make the perfect pass and create the perfect opportunity against this stifling defense of Groton-Dunstable. You kind of want to see them just, get in the blue line up and fire.
Just take the shot when you get the opportunity. Just take whatever you can get, because it's so hard to manufacture anything of higher quality at this moment. The materials that Groton-Dunstable are giving them are just of so poor quality. On the far side, Matt Kawadi trying to move it along the boards, but was pinned against it. Push towards goal. Grasso can't get his glove on it. By now they're able to get it out of the zone to the red line. Daniels dumps back in. Referee gets out of the way of that. Parker Wolfrey, wearing 30 today, has a goal. 30 doesn't score very often in really any ice hockey games, because 30 is so often a goaltender's number. Goes back to Parker Wolfrey. Now a backhand shot by Ben O'Brien. That'll be turned aside by Mallett. Around to the right side. Held against the boards by Griffin Southwick. Turnaround shot, stopped by Mallett. Off the boards, not going to come out of the zone. Parker Wolfrey able to get a hold of it. Jordan Sammett's efforts are able to get it out. We'll push back in as Trahan will settle it. Nice stretch pass, Stubbert. Trying to create an opportunity. Can't get it from backhand to forehand and wasn't comfortable taking the backhand shot. Jackson Leader. Up for Stubbert. Being bodied into the boards by Jonas Carpenter. 3-on-3 action there. Off the boards to the near side. Here is Carpenter. Into the right circle, around in front for Flynn. His shot goes wide. Rob Flynn hasn't had too many opportunities in this contest. He came in today as the leading point scorer for Groton-Dunstable. Shot from the left side, stopped by Mallett. He'll cover for a draw. 1:59 to go in the second. 6-0 Groton-Dunstable.
I think that opportunity by Flynn was encouraged to go wide, by which I mean it was a very good sliding stop by Ryder Mallett. Just getting enough of the blocker on that puck to keep it out of the net. Freshman goaltender seeing his first varsity action of the season.
Assuming, of course, the Telegram Gazette hasn't been lying to me this whole time. They have not been acknowledging goalie swaps basically all season. So it's possible he's snuck into a game somewhere, but they wouldn't tell him. But as far as I know, this is the first time he's played in a varsity game. As for Groton-Dunstable stats, I cut them for Mass High School hockey, which looked complete enough. So I assume Coach McCann has been putting those in. So I just ran with that.
We very much appreciate a coach or an athletic director or just anyone at a school who actually takes the time to make sure their stats get in and get them in right. Griffin Southwick will serve 2 minutes in the penalty box. It'll be the second period in a row where GD commits a penalty and has to serve the penalty, has to kill the power play, easy for me to say, at the end of one and beginning of another.
Face-off comes to the right of Cam Grasso. He's made 3 saves in this contest. That shot ends up deflecting wide. They've caught a stick on the way. Thought I heard the tick. Odia Blaza, deep angle on the left side. Tried to get it across for GNA. Couldn't get a stick to set for the one-timer. It's a good opportunity there, though. Odia Blaza, his own blue line will retrieve. Penalty was for something, couldn't hear it.
Mr. Southwick has also been visiting the red light district. He got called for hooking.
A lot of hooking in this contest. It's all been hooking, actually. Left wing corner. Battling for it in the slot. Stubber. The players trying to get to that puck. Leader had a good look of it. Wasn't able to get much going. That's going to be cleared out of the zone. 15 seconds to go in the second. Behind the net, Matt Daniels. Try to get a pass up for one more chance. Nobody's in position to receive that pass. It'll just be dumped back into the zone. And the buzzer will sound. 6-0 Groton-Dunstable leads through 2 periods of play.
I mentioned, Dan, we had a conversation between periods with one of our camera operators, Evan Schackenbach, and we were speculating that felt like the floodgates might be about to open in this second period. And, well, I'd say they're pretty open right now. 4 goals in that 15-minute span by the Crusaders, expanding their lead, really putting this game away, and it will be running time for the remainder.
We knew it was going to be one of those challenging games for the Bulldogs coming in. Groton-Dunstable has been so good this year. You know, they only had 3 wins last year, one win the year before, but then 6 the 2 previous years. So already a big improvement with how this senior class has matured and grown. And this season, they've been playing tremendously well. 7-1 coming into today, on their way to 8-1. And just having a very good campaign, a very solid depth and core, and showing it off today.
You mentioned the seniors of this Groton-Dunstable team, and I'm thinking back to the conversation we had before the game with Brendan McCann and with Mike Colcord, the 2 head coaches, and they agreed. I don't remember which one of them said it, but they both agreed seniority can matter so much. Having those senior voices, something that the Crusaders have, and for the Bulldogs, you know, there are some seniors on this team, but they graduated a great many from last year's squad, and you can sense that this is a young team that is kind of lacking in that department right now.
It's definitely been a challenge, manufacturing opportunities. I imagine they feel frustration that through 30 minutes of play, they have just 4 shots on goal, but they're just not getting too many opportunities. They know that Groton-Dunstable's playing strong enough with their positioning to prevent them from getting those opportunities. And they've had just so few chances in this game. GD has done such a great job in shutting them down. You know, it's a defense-first side, and you can see what that kind of looks like.
Groton-Dunstable, their defense has held the Bulldogs to 4 shots on goal. Their offense has put 6 in the back of the net. We've got 15 more minutes of hockey to play in this one. Don't go away. The third period is coming up here on FATV. Back here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University. It is 6-0 Groton-Dunstable. The Crusaders leading the Bulldogs of Monty Tech as we get ready for the third period. And for those who may be unfamiliar, we should let you know that there will be running time in effect for the beginning of this third period. Any team leading by 6 goals or more at any point after the second, clock starts running when the puck drops, and it will stop running 15 minutes later, pretty much.
Been that kind of day for Monty Tech Fitchburg. They'll start this third period on a carryover power play. They'll have 38 seconds to work with.
As we take a look at some of the highlights of a dominating second period for Groton-Dunstable. That's Owen Bernard's goal. You'll see it from another angle here as well. Just skated in on Avery Aiken. And we are underway with period number 3. Face-off goes to the far boards, poked in for the Bulldogs by Kyle LeBlanc. Pursued behind the Crusader net. Sent all the way down the ice, and again, there will be no icing. Groton-Dunstable is on the penalty kill. Griffin Southwick serving the remainder of his 2-minute minor for hooking. Committed that toward the end of the second period. Puck dumped in by the Crusaders. Just 5 seconds left on the man advantage now for the Bulldogs. Jackson Leader skates it up. It's poked right back in. On the boards for Ben O'Brien. He's dispossessed. Almost kept in at the blue line, but not quite. I don't think O'Brien knows that he's offside, but he got the memo eventually as the Bulldogs clear. Sent into the zone, grabbed there by Anthony Polcaro. And we get a whistle as Polcaro tried to play it off the boards, and maybe an over and back?
Yeah, probably. Shots in that last period, 10-2 in favor of Groton-Dunstable. 4 of those 10 shots found the back of the net. Bulldogs
did change goalies. Ryder Mallett took over toward the end of that second period. I believe that was after the 5th goal. Conceded 1, made a couple impressive saves. He's still in net for the remainder of this one. Shot comes in on him, and he steers it back. Played by Colin Bean. Bean tried to get it to Dylan Grant. Clear it out of the zone unsuccessfully. Shot from Kyle O'Brien, steered away by Mallett. Along the near side boards, this time O'Brien can't keep it in at the blue line. Vinny Caraba gains the zone. Leaves it for Grant. Grant lost his footing in the corner. Just skates went out from under him. Creates a turnover and a chance now for the Crusaders. Battled for in neutral ice. And we have an injured Bulldog down at the far side.
Vinny Caraba had basically the exact same thing happen to him. That time, a much harder hit into the boards. And that time, they felt dangerous enough, we'll stop play.
Yeah, Caraba was down just feet away from where the puck was, so the referees, justly and wisely, I think, blew the whistle, stopped play, got Caraba to the bench where he will be checked out. Because the Bulldogs were responsible, in air quotes, for the whistle, it is an offensive zone faceoff for the Crusaders, but Monty Tech Fitchburg's able to skate out with the puck. This is Calvin Robinson. Skates all the way to the goal line, tries a centering pass. It's deflected off a Crusader, and now Groton-Dunstable will come the other way with numbers. 3-on-2 for them if they hurry. Back to Capella. He tries a shot, and it's blocked. Good defensive work on the other end by Monty Tech Fitchburg. 3-on-2 for the Crusaders, already leading 6-0 in this one. They don't even get the shot on goal out of it. Puck sent into the corner, no icing. Back behind the Monty Tech Fitchburg net. Played on the far boards by LeBlanc. He's unable to get it out. Swatted down, and actually a hand pass will be called against the Crusaders. They'll set up for a face-off, and we'll take this opportunity to thank our underwriters.
Fitchburg Access Television's remote productions are brought to you in part by Rollstone Bank and Trust, Acme Carpet One, All One Credit Union, The Sentinel and Enterprise, Minuteman Press, and Unitil.
Just about 11 minutes to play here, third period. Crusaders lead 6-0. Chance to make it 7 for them. Shot, save made. Mallett with the glove save, snatched that puck out of the air off the stick of Griffin Southwick. One of the more impressive saves we've seen tonight, Dan, by a Fitchburg netminder.
It was a great opportunity into the zone, space and time to shoot. And Mallett able to get his glove up there and snare that out of the air. A nice confidence building save there for the freshman.
Swing and a miss at the near side. Another opportunity, can't get it to Dylan Grant. Grant dispossesses Jonas Carpenter. Southwood keeps it in at the blue line. Rob Flynn parks it forward. Carpenter's shot takes a deflection, goes wide in the net, chased down from Monty Tech Fitchburg by Jackson Leader. Leader had Robinson with him. Both dispossessed, and now a chance for the Crusaders. Blocked by Colin Bean. Bean has it taken away from him. Another centering pass, another shot, save made, but a dangerous rebound. The whistle blows with the puck loose. From our position here in the press box, Dan, we could see the puck, but the referees down at ice level could not, and so they blew the whistle. We'll take another look.
Especially as Mallett had lunged out there to try to get on top of that. For maybe a very brief moment, it's actually underneath. Actually, you can see Mallett did have it covered, and then it was pulled out by Flynn. That's a good whistle.
Covered up for just a moment, and just a moment is all it takes. So Mallett got the cover, got the whistle. Now off the face-off, there's half a dozen skaters battling for the puck in the far corner. Squirts out in favor of the Bulldogs. Jack Hudson will go one-on-one with O'Brien. Hudson dekes O'Brien. Can't get past another one, though. Drew McKinnon came speeding in to aid his fellow defenseman. McKinnon actually a forward playing good defense there. Able to take that puck away before Hudson got a shot off. Now back the other end, Holden Trahan, menaced by Alex Presti. Presti gets it away from him. Sent back to the near corner. Trahan is closest. He'll gather for the Bulldogs. 8:45 to play here, third period. Puck is cleared out of the zone, off a Crusader defender, however. No icing. Will be picked up by Kyle O'Brien. Cross-ice pass ultimately finds his brother Ben O'Brien. Sent into the zone and then right back out by the Bulldogs. Now along the near side boards by Carpenter. Ben O'Brien. Back to Parker Wolfrey. Wolfrey's got his first career goal tonight. He sent it in and the Bulldogs clear it back out. Crusaders getting maybe a little bit deeper down their roster as they enjoy a 6-goal lead here as we approach the halfway point of the third period. Getting into the zone, shot from the face-off circle, save made by Mallett, but he was unable to hold on to it. I think he thought he had caught that puck, but it just deflected off his glove, sat dangerously in the slot in front of him, but no Crusader was able to capitalize. Cleared out of the zone, off the boards, all the way down. We'll get a whistle, although the clock will continue to run, 7:33 and ticking here in period number 3.
Both these coaches, graduates in the mid-2000s, Brendan McCann of North Middlesex and Mike Colcord of Gardner. Class of 06 for McCann, class of 08 for Colcord. We actually asked if they'd played each other before during their high school hockey careers. They acknowledged they had.
I think it was pretty funny that, you know, Colcord, the goaltender on the losing end of that game, knew everything about that game. He knew the score, he knew who else had scored in the game, he knew everything. Meanwhile, Brendan McCann, the goal scorer on that team who just, you know, won the game, it was Tuesday.
You know, we also talked about, this is the first time these two teams have met since the pandemic back in 2021. And for the second straight week, we are bringing you a game in which the last time the two teams met was a game that we actually televised on FATV, go figure. Last week it was St. Bernard's against Hopedale Milford, in which the last time they had met was 5 years prior in the pandemic. And here today, these two teams, they met twice in the bubble.
Shot save made by Grasso and shot off the stick of Jordan Salmon. Just the 5th shot on goal this afternoon for Monty Tech Fitchburg. They were only able to get 9 shots in their last game. That's 7-0 defeat to Auburn this past Wednesday. Only 5 on target for them thus far today.
They've at least done well enough to limit the chances. Only 30 shots on target for the Crusaders.
Southwick centering pass, intercepted. Shot took a deflection off the stick of Jeffrey Neely. Now on the far side boards, to the corner. Centering pass looking for Southwick, intercepted. Southwick gets another chance, and he scores! Griffin Southwick once again. This time he makes it a 7-0 lead for the Crusaders.
So just putting the pressure on had a good opportunity that was broken up at first, then gets the puck so deep in, right at the top of the paint. A lot of space, a lot of time to shoot, and he's able to snipe it past Mallett. Second of the game for the senior captain, Griffin Southwick, his 6th goal of the season.
And Dan, on that exchange, even if you do everything right for the Bulldogs,
Assistant number 19, Brody Alcina.
as we know, Brody
And
Alcina
also number 11, Owen Enos.
and Owen Enos getting credit for the assists
Having the goal, 9:30
on Southwick's
period.
goal. But on that goal, Dan, Monty Tech Fitchburg did everything right. They got the stick in there, they broke up the centering pass, and then it was just bad luck that the pass happened to bounce back up to Southwick, right down to his stick. And then, oh look, Griffin Southwick has the puck on the blade of his stick, 2 feet in front of goal. Gee, I wonder what's gonna happen.
Sometimes in the cases of you do everything right to break up the initial opportunity, but the continued efforts creates a new opportunity that you're not able to put yourself in a good position to stop. And thus there lies the challenge.
4:12 to go here, 3rd period. Clock continues to tick. Crusaders lead the Bulldogs 7-0. If this score holds, it would be the 2nd consecutive 7-0 defeat suffered by Monty Tech Fitchburg. Stretch pass looking for Vinny Caraba, just a little bit too long. Caraba's momentum was taking him away from that. Trahan loses the handle. Puck goes back behind the net, played by Matt Daniels. Daniels doesn't like going that way, reverses direction, winds up getting checked down. Now loose puck, front of the crease. Drew McKinnon tried to capitalize. Mallett turned him away. Battle for the puck now in the near side corner. Bulldogs emerge with it. Long pass for Evan Roberts, just a little bit too long. Roberts dumps it in. Winds up going just wide of the net. Troubled Cam Grasso, but not so much as to count as a shot on goal. Crusaders will take it the other way. Ocaro gains the blue line, skates in, fakes the shot, now shoots and scores! Anthony Polcaro, the senior defenseman, make it 8 for the Crusaders.
Kept the effort going, didn't give up on the play. That first whiff on there maybe makes Mallett hesitate just a bit. Was wondering if he committed early, but no, he didn't fall for the first one, but he gets the second effort, and that time just goes through the 5-hole. Mallett's not able to get down quickly enough.
Referees will check in with Jim LaPointe. We'll get the call to make Polcaro's goal official. And we are back underway, under 2.5 minutes to play in this one. Jackson Leader takes it behind his net. Has it taken away from him, sent forward by Kawadi.
Assist to number 10, Matt Kawadi.
And Kawadi gets the assist, and now a chance in front of goal, and a goal! Owen Bernard notches another.
Make it a hat trick for Owen Bernard. Junior came in with just 1 goal today, and just a nifty backhand deep in. Only so much Ryder Mallett can do on that.
Skated past Jackson Leader, got himself one-on-one with the goaltender. And that matchup always favors the attacking player. 1.5 minutes to go in this one. The Crusaders want more. Pass back to the blue line, bounced over the stick of Mac Kawadi. And Groton-Dunstable will reset, try again. Presti. Forward now for Sabolyaskis. His pass and a shot.
That was Bernard's 3rd goal of the game. It was unassisted. Time of that goal, 13:05.
Bernard's 3rd goal is unassisted.
1 minute.
As we take a look at this nice stop by Ryder Mallett. It's been a difficult task, Dan, for both Monty Tech Fitchburg goaltenders today. I think Mallett has acquitted himself very well, all things considered.
A lot of great high danger opportunities. I think the Bulldogs, they're trying to work their 3rd and 4th lines into this a little more in the mercy situation, in the running time, give them some more opportunities. But Groton-Dunstable's players are still outgunning them, especially with those matchups, and it's creating more dangerous opportunities for Mallett to face. He's doing what he can. He's 9 for 13 in this contest. Maybe he'd like a better debut, but it's not going to come easy. And the next game for this Bulldog side in 2 days against Lunenburg Air Shirley is not going to be any easier.
Crusaders played the puck in an offside position with about 20 seconds left, and will just kind of linger and take a moment to stretch and run out the rest of this clock. 9-0 is the final. Groton-Dunstable emerges victorious.
Cam Grasso, first appearance of the season, gets a 5-save shutout.
You always remember your first game, even if you only have to make 5 saves, I guess. Crusaders exuberantly congratulate their sophomore goaltender. He played well.
Made the saves he needed to. You can only stop what you face, after all. And not too many high-quality chances, but that's a testament to the defense for Groton-Dunstable, how solidly they played in this contest.
Really was a dominating performance at both ends of the ice for the Crusaders. A very well-deserved 9-0 victory for them. They play their next game on Wednesday, January the 14th. They will be home for Drake at Tingsboro, and they're home for Amherst Pelham before going on a 3-game road trip to Neshoba, St. Bernard's, and North Middlesex.
For Monty Tech Fitchburg, they will be facing Lunenburg Air Shirley on Monday, then hosting Gardner a week from today on Saturday, the 17th, and then Grafton on Martin Luther King Day.
And if you're looking from the Monty Tech Fitchburg side, Dan, the schedule does ease up a little bit. Obviously, Lunenburg Air Shirley, they're 6-1-1. That's another very difficult match. But then those next 3 games, Gardner's 1-4-1, Grafton's 0-7, Oakmont is 3-5. Might be a little more even competition, a little more winnable games for the Bulldogs not too far in the future.
There's a couple more coming, but there are so many of these landmines. Means Littleton, Bromfield, and St. Bernard's are only 1 loss for each of them this season. BVT was a tough matchup the first time they played them. They have to play Auburn again. But for Monty Tech Fitchburg, you know, a lot of learning experiences will come from this season. Basically right into the fire with how strong the schedule is compared to losing so many different players to graduation and stuff. You know, for the youngins, they're going to continue to learn in some rather challenging environments.
Take a look at some of the highlights of the third period. We saw early in this video package some very impressive saves by Ryder Mallett. Did get a couple of goals by him. The attack from Groton-Dunstable just omnipresent. That goal right there wrapped it up. Got one more save in at the end. 9-0 again is the final. Groton-Dunstable victorious. Before we say goodbye for this game, folks, we do want to thank our tremendous crew. Our director, Nate Glennie. Replay operator today was Henry Christensen. Travis Falk provided the graphics and audio as well as all of his technical expertise. And we want to thank our camera operators as well. They include Robin Como, Alex Fabrule, Isaiah Manuel, Evan Schockenbach, and Andrew Govin. We thank all of them for their work. Dan, your final thoughts on this 9-0 win for Groton-Dunstable?
Yep, just a challenging game for the Bulldogs. We had a feeling coming in it was going to be like this, and, well, it was like this. A reminder, our next Monty Tech Fitchburg telecast will be on the 28th, when we'll have Monty Tech Fitchburg taking on Littleton Bromfield. Our next hockey broadcast will be the back half of this doubleheader. We won't change out the mascot on the other side, but everything else will change. It will be the St. Bernard's Bernardians taking on the Bishop Fenwick Crusaders.
So for those of you watching us live, stick around for that. For those watching on demand or for whatever reason only wanted to watch this one, for Dan Bolek, I'm John Grugerty. We will see you next time right here on FATV.